welcome to another episode of the Indiana History Project, brought to you by the Lawrence County Museum of History. I'm Brad Bough, Vice President of the museum, and today our special guest is First Sergeant Brandon Brummett, United States Army retired. Thank you very much, Brandon, for being here, and we truly appreciate your service to our country.
It's my pleasure, Brad. Thank you for having me.
Well, let's start out. When did you join the United States Army?
1998.
1998.
That's right.
And you graduated from which high school in Bloomington?
Bloomington High School South, same year.
Bloomington South.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, so you're a Panther.
I am a former Panther.
Former Panther.
Now I'm a fan of the Stars because of my daughter. So
Outstanding. we in the veterans community try to support the Bedford North Lawrence athletic programs whenever we can.
that's right.
So, Brandon, you went in the Army. What did you go into the Army to be?
Well, I first joined the military to be just a ground pounder, infantry guy. That was when it was a reservist. I first joined as a reservist, National Guard actually, and in 2001, post 9/11, I said I want to go active duty, and so my dream in life was to be a U.S. Marshal. And so when I went active duty, I wanted to be an MP, military police, because I figured that would be a good place to start. And they were filled. They didn't have any open slots for new soldiers or reclass soldiers. So I had to basically stay my own MOS at the time, my own job at the time, which was infantry.
So you stayed in the infantry.
I did.
And where did you take your basic training and advanced individual training at?
Oh, that was Fort Benning, Georgia. They do one station unit training called OSUT. But yeah, all at Fort Benning.
And after you left Fort Benning, where did you go from there?
So did all of that. My first active duty station was Fort Lewis, Washington. And I was with 2nd Infantry Division, 520 Infantry. We were the first striker brigade to go to Iraq. The first strikers on ground was from 2nd Infantry Division, Fort Lewis.
So you were part of that brigade that was on the ground first into Iraq.
That's right. Yes,
Very
sir.
good. And what rank were you at that time?
I was a lonely old specialist at the time. I had just made specialist at the time because I was in reserve, so I made all the way through PFC. And so when I went to active duty, I was a specialist E4. So
all right. Were you a team leader at that time? Or?
No, just because although I was a specialist, I was just coming into active duty. And so I had a lot to learn about what they did. And so it wasn't until post-deployment that I became a team leader and got promoted to sergeant.
So Sergeant E5.
Right.
And when you were promoted to Sergeant E5, what job did you perform?
Well, at that time then I had already completed airborne school, air assault school. And I got selected to go to the SFAS, the Special Forces in Selection, which is a month long or so. And I was qualified selected. And so, there's a little time in between there, and then you have a lot of training in between there. And then obviously when you're selected and you get through training, automatically you're a staff sergeant. So, yeah.
Okay. So did you do your jumps? Where did you take your jump school at?
Yeah, so jump school was also at Fort Benning. Although I was never stationed at Fort Benning, I have many, many, many hours and actually months there doing all the training that I went through there and Fort Bragg. I was never stationed at either one of those, but I have so much training at both of those locations. Yeah.
Did you go to Ranger School as well?
Went to Ranger School, also out of Fort Benning.
All right.
Yep.
So you're Ranger qualified.
Ranger qualified.
Jump qualified.
Yep.
Air assault qualified.
Yep.
And you're a staff sergeant now.
Yep. Staff sergeant. Yeah.
And how long were you a staff sergeant before you made sergeant first class?
Well, I made 7 in 7. Just over 7 years, I made sergeant first class. Maybe a little bit more. 7 years. I think 11 total because I had 7 years active duty. I was already a sergeant first class. So, yeah.
And did you have your own platoon at that time?
It doesn't work like that when you go to a special operations. You get part of a team.
All right.
And when you're on a team, so I guess I should have been more clear. Once I got qualified and selected, I was selected to go to Germany. And so after training, I went to Stuttgart, Germany, and that's where 10th Special Forces Group is, 110. And so I was there, and they have a little compound there in Stuttgart. They have like some MPs and some other things. But in the back, most that whole thing is the Marine Recons. We had some SEALs with us. We had, obviously, 10th Group is there. We run most of that base. But yeah, I was on the team there. So, yes, sir.
Were you a Green Beret at that time?
Yep, already selected, already trained, already got my German, which was my language at the time. So I speak fluent German. Yeah, so that's what I did. Our area of operation was Africa, the northern part of Africa, all the way down like Somalia area, over Israel and all that. And then we obviously went Afghanistan, Iraq, things like that. But yeah, our area of operation was there.
Right. And what happened that you got promoted to first sergeant, or were you a master sergeant first?
So yeah, so I made master sergeant, and so I got injured and I couldn't be on the team anymore, and so I decided two things. I was only off the team for two different reasons. One, I was a drill sergeant, and then my second was to do first sergeant duty, because when you're on your team, you don't get first sergeant duty and things like that. It's very rare. And so since I couldn't deploy on the team like I wanted to, I elected to come to Fort Hood and be a first sergeant. And 3 Corps runs all of Fort Hood, and I was the 3 Corps first sergeant. So I was the highest first sergeant on that base. And so I did that for 3 years. Then I went back to Germany. But yeah.
So Fort Hood, I was stationed there at one point in my career. That's when I decided to leave the Army. Fort Hood just wasn't my cup of tea. Yeah. I loved Fort Carson in Colorado. Mm-hmm. Were you ever at Fort Carson?
I went to Fort Carson, never stationed there. Went there for training. They got some 5th Group guys over there too. And so, yeah, I was there for some training.
I always said that's the best kept secret in the Army,
it's
right
very
there
nice over there.
The mountains in Colorado.
It's beautiful. It's nice.
Absolutely.
I just don't like the cold personally, but I was in Germany, so it was cold there too.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I wound up on a deployment out of Fort Carson to Germany. That's another story too. But anyway, back to your career. So you were a first sergeant, and you went to Germany. Were you first sergeant in Germany as well?
No. I did my first sergeant time here at Fort Hood, and that was the end of my first sergeant duty. So when I went back to Germany, I went to a logistician. I was a logistician at that time, because, like I said, when you get injured and you can't be on the team anymore, there's no really need for you, unless you're doing other things. And I was a combatives instructor. That's what I did a lot of my career. Did a lot of combatives instructing, fight training. I wasn't a SEER instructor, but I would do pre-SEER, which means so SEER is a survival, escape, resistance, and evade. And so every special operator has to go through CRC, and I would do the train up for people to go to that. But I ended up reclassing. I went to Fort Lee to be a logistician, and so I guess I was one of the most highly decorated logisticians there was. But I'm making that as a joke. I don't know if that's true. But yeah, so went to be a first sergeant, went back to Germany. I was in Kaiserslautern, Germany, which is Ramstein Air Base is right there and all that. They're together. Ramstein is the Air Force part. Kaiserslautern is the Army part. And so I finished my time there as a master sergeant logistician.
Oh, what type of awards did you receive while you were in the Army?
Bronze Stars, purple. I got 2 Purple Hearts, Bronze Stars, obviously all the campaign medals that you can get, the basic service ribbons, those things. I remain as humble as I can from it,
So you got the combat infantryman badge?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah. And combat action badge. I have that too. But yeah.
Okay. And after you retired, you came back to Lawrence County, Indiana, or did you go somewhere else to start with?
Yeah. So as I'm transitioning, they have a transition assistance program. that's mandatory now for all soldiers. And I floated my resume out, and Kroger Fulfillment Center hired me to be an operations manager in Dallas, Texas. And so I chose there and retired in 2022, picked up that job, and stayed there for a couple of years, met my wife now, and moved here. It was her idea. Said, hey, let's go be closer to family. And we picked up and we moved. So that's why we're here.
All right. And we have a new group here in Lawrence County called the Lawrence County Christian Veterans. And do you want to talk a little bit about that? You're taking a leadership role. You've established our email address, and you're going to be establishing a web page for that Christian organization very soon on Facebook. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. So my grandpa, he invited me to go to, he just asked me one day, hey, I'm a part of this Lawrence County Christian Veterans group. It's brand new. It's in its inception, and invited me. And I agreed. And I went there to Jim's Barbecue and had the first meeting. And from that time, having met everyone and listened to everyone's story and how they welcomed me with open arms, I said, yeah, this is what I need to do. I need to be a part of this. I need to insert myself into the community, and this is a good way to start. And that's what I've been doing. And the group is great. It's got a really good group of guys. We're growing every day. Every time I get a chance to share that we have this group and what we're about, I do. And yeah, I think that since I've been there, our group has grown, I don't know, at least by 5 or 6, in the last couple months. And I think that it'll double that within the next couple months.
Yes. And you want to expound on the number one bylaw of this group?
Yes. So the number one bylaw that we passed is one that I'm passionate about, and is we will not meet anywhere that serves or provides alcohol to anybody. So I stand behind that. That was voted in, and I really love that.
Yeah. The 2 places we've met so far is at the Men's Warming Center here in Bedford.
Yes, sir.
We met there for the first 2 or 3 meetings. Then on September 18th, that was a Thursday night, we went to Smokin' Jim's Barbecue.
Yep.
And a couple of us went from Smokin' Jim's Barbecue over to the tent revival that was going on just across the highway from Jim Gore's business. And Jim Gore was preaching that night. So that's why we had went over there for that. And again, it's a very good organization, and I would encourage anybody that believes in the salvation of Jesus Christ to please consider us. And Brandon, do you want to give the email address for that organization?
The email is lcchristianveterans@gmail.com. The Facebook will be finished as soon as we get finalization on our mission verbiage. We have the mission statement, but we need to finalize the verbiage. And once that's done, I'll post to Facebook. And that way people can look at it, know what we're about just by looking at the Facebook. And, obviously our minutes will be on there. The upcoming events will be on there. Photos from where we meet will be on there. Bylaws will be on there, and things like that. So more to follow, more to come moving forward.
Yes, and would you inform the audience when our next meeting will be, just in case this video comes out before then?
Yeah, it's going to be on the 20th of November, and we're going to be at Autumn Trace, the assisted living. And they just hosted a Veterans Day pancake breakfast for us. And
yes, they did.
The LCCV people, most of us met over there to have breakfast together, and it was a very nice facility. They were very nice people to do that for us. But they have a chapel room that we'll be meeting in on the 20th of November for the next meeting.
And that'll be at 7 p.m., is that correct?
7 p.m. Yes, sir.
So if anyone's interested, they can get in touch with us through the email.
That's correct. I check the email all the time. I'm very prompt in checking it. So, yeah, they can email me or email us at lcchristianveterans@gmail.
One of the things that we are doing with the Lawrence County Christian Veterans is so many of our veterans have serious problems with alcohol consumption. And that is why we are meeting at areas that do not provide alcohol. Smoking gyms, men's warming center, and now we're going to be meeting at Autumn Trace. That's the reason we're meeting at these locations, is there's no alcohol involved at those locations.
Yes, that's correct. And I said it on the radio this morning that just to have a place for veterans to meet with like-minded people, people that's been through the things together, you know, to be able to have a organization to meet with and just, you know, fellowship and things about maybe about church, or maybe it's about in the military, or how God got them through the military, or whatever that looks like is essential for this community. We need it. The community of veterans, but the community of Lawrence County as well.
Okay. And do you have any future plans
As far as
your business, perhaps?
yeah. Oh, thank you for asking, Brad. Yeah. Going to be starting a business. It's called Premier Self-Defense, and it's going to be from Special Operations Combatives mindset. I'm going to be the head instructor. And it's an array of martial arts mixed together, basically just to get people in the community to be able to protect themselves. And I'm very passionate about this. So thank you for asking.
Hey, no problem. Why don't you look toward the camera and show your
Oh, yeah, sure. Premier Self-Defense, Special Operations Combatives. Right here. I got it on my tablet as well.
We like to promote veteran-owned businesses,
Thank you so much, Brad.
and we like to promote Christian-owned businesses as well.
That's right.
And you're a member at what church now?
I go to Hillcrest.
Hillcrest.
Hillcrest, and I'm very passionate about Hillcrest. I try to share that with everyone. We tried several different churches. I won't name them, but we have tried churches both in Bloomington and Bedford, and we found family at Hillcrest. We really enjoy it. We go there, you know, and just enjoy our time. Not one time have we had a negative experience at all.
And I know you have a good number of veterans at Hillcrest as well.
There are. And there are a lot of people, you know, from B&L there. There are people from, like, within the community at Hillcrest that I can talk to and just be like-minded people as well.
And your grandfather's Lonnie Jones?
Lonnie Jones, yep. Okay. Yep. Very good guy. He goes to Tabernacle of Praise,
right,
is his church. But, yeah.
And I'm a trustee at First Baptist Church, in case anybody's wondering how this is all coming together. But that's exactly how it's coming together. And Brandon, have you got anything else to add?
No, I do want to give you a special thanks because you are the founder of that LCCV, and just the mere idea of it and then creating it is a godsend, and I appreciate you, and I know that the other members of the group appreciate you as well, Brad.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you recognizing me in that manner. Just something that was, I want to say, was placed on my heart, a need, because I saw the problems that veterans were having with alcohol consumption.
Yes, sir.
And the thing that exacerbates that at veterans organizations, unfortunately, is gambling.
Yep.
You start drinking too much, you start gambling too much, and it's not good for the mindset of veterans to have those two combined.
That's right.
So we have an organization now that will meet. You can fellowship with your fellow veterans, and you don't have to worry about gambling or alcohol going on in ours. And we don't charge any membership fees.
That's right. That's the good thing about it.
You've already paid for your membership. And you want to talk about encouraging the families to come along with this.
I was going to mention that as well. Is veterans are obviously, we would like Christian veterans. Well, we want to welcome their spouses as well, their wives and husbands. They are more than welcome to come, and in fact, we encourage them to come so they can, fellowship as well.
Well, Brandon, if you don't have anything else, I guess we'll sign off. And thank you again for your service.
Thank you for your service.
And really appreciate you moving into the Lawrence County community and bringing your family with you. They're definitely going to be an asset to the community as well as to the school. I can't see her on camera, but you want to mention your daughter has come here?
Yes, my daughter, her name is Serenity. She goes to BNL. She's doing great there. It was a big transition moving from Dallas to Indiana. You can imagine the differences. And we were in a big city, moving to a smaller city, uprooting her from all her friends and things, and moving her here. But she's doing great, better than I can imagine. So yeah, I'm proud of her. We're proud of her. So
Brandon, thank you again for your service.
yeah, thank you.
Hope to keep seeing you around the community. Really appreciate.
You'll see me. I'm embedding myself every day,
Thank you very much.
trying to be a part of it.
Well, on behalf of the Lawrence County Museum and History, I want to thank you for tuning in to this version of the Indiana Veterans Project, and wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving if we don't have another video between now and then. And as always, remember, if you love your freedom, be sure to thank a veteran. So long, everyone.
Amen.